All it's quiet on the Breeders' Cup front. Mike Welsch coming to you from Keeneland with the Sunday Daily Racing Form Breeders' Cup Workout Report, brought to you by Spendthrift Farm, the home of 2020 Classic winner Authentic, whose first weanlings will sell in November. Well, with 60 workers here at Keeneland for the Breeders' Cup over the past 2 mornings, like I said, pretty quiet day today here at Keeneland. Pretty much just some Steve Asmussen kind of patented maintenance works, and one for the filly and mare sprint, which we will talk about in a second. But most of the major work now is done, both here, Churchill Downs, back in New York, and on the West Coast. And we're going to see mostly just gallops as we move forward, although eagerly awaiting the European contingent, who are here, most of them, but still in quarantine. The turf course was actually open for business this morning, and there were no takers. Nobody went out on the turf to work or gallop. We'll talk about what did happen today, the few works we did have. Like I said, it was Steve Asmussen early in the dark, as usual, for his barn. Trio of breezers today, led by Epicenter, one of the favorites for the second choice, perhaps, for the Classic behind Flightline. But Epicenter, an easy half mile. I had her in 51-1. The final time, pretty immaterial here. Just cruising along, stretching her legs, as we usually see from the Asmussen barn 5 or 6 days out before a big race. Also, Grand Love was the first to go. I had her half mile in 50-3. She looked good. She was hard held to the wire. Neither of those two were really allowed to do much on the gallop out. The third Steve Asmussen runner today, though, was Society for the Distaff, and she was tough to hold. I mean, she is a fast filly, and just to get her to go 49-4 was quite an accomplishment for her rider. She swung a little wide into the stretch, 124-3, finished up in 49-4 under a huge hold, and then actually did gallop out a lot quicker than her two stablemate went out in 104-2. But again, these are all maintenance works. Nothing really much to report about here. You get used to seeing these from Steve less than a week out before the races. The one major work today was Edgeway for the filly and mare sprint. Trainer John Sadler. She worked here last week. She looked good. She looked good again this morning. Right off after the tractors left the track after the renovation break. 5/8 in a minute and 1/5, 35-2 the opening split. Galloped out in 113-3. Like Flightline, she's made a pretty good presence since she showed up here with the 4 Sadler runners, 3 for the Breeders' Cup and 1 for the Marathon. Otherwise, just pretty much a parade of gallopers, although not even that many, with so many horses working in the last 2 days and mostly on walk regimes this morning. We'll see them come back out of their works. That'll be important to see how they all come back off these last works as we go forward during the week. And again, we're looking for the Europeans. That's probably the most prominent reporting we'll have to do here for the Breeders' Cup as we get closer and closer now. Only 5 days away from the opening day of the Breeders' Cup and 6 days away from the big one, including the Classic next Saturday. So keep it right here, DRF.com, for the best coverage of Breeders' Cup 2022.